I know it, and I'm like you. I'm ready for the fall weather to go ahead and settle in and stay here. I'm tired of these warming periods continually coming back, but hey, as we approach these 3 holidays that you see here, we're talking about those time changes that just happened last night and this morning. Of course, as we approach these holidays, seasonally temperatures are going to get cooler. But one thing that I did want to talk about here for just a moment is we always start the conversation here. I'm sure it's a dinner table conversation this evening, is just how dark it got and how early it got dark before 5 p.m. this evening. And then we talk about how it is now ensuing the seasonal depression. Well, here's what would happen if we actually didn't set those clocks back 1 hour. We would be having some pretty late sunrises. You take an hour out of the evening with daylight, you've got to replace it somewhere, so the sun comes up an hour earlier. But if that sun was still rising in the time where we didn't set those clocks back, sometimes here by Christmas, it would be almost 8 o'clock here until we saw that sun coming up. So either way you slice the cake, you're going to end up sacrificing a little bit of that daylight at one end of those days. But hey, skies are mostly clear out there this evening. A few clouds spreading just northwest of Birmingham, almost a carbon copy of what the satellite and radar looked like at this point yesterday. We're going to see mostly clear skies throughout the next few hours. Some clouds try to increase going into the 10, 11, and midnight hours tonight. Can't rule out a quick shower here or sprinkle in western Alabama, but I think the majority of us stay dry. Waking up tomorrow morning in eastern Alabama in those upper 50s to lower 60s, around 62 to 63 here in town, and then some middle to upper 60s there for places like Tuscaloosa over to Moundville. So if you're going to be dropping those kids off in the morning or getting picked up there by the bus, temperatures there will be mild starting the day, very cloudy, then in those upper 70s, lower 80s for tomorrow afternoon. But one thing that we will notice is a decrease in humidity. It will feel a little bit more comfortable. Dew points overnight are going to be falling here into those 50s, kind of a wave of drier air coming in from eastern Alabama. Still going to be a tad on the muggy side here for western Alabama throughout our Monday, but that moisture is going to continue to increase ahead of a cold front that approaches us by midweek. Notice where we see those green colored contours. That's dew points in the 60s, so noticeably more muggy. That cold front approaches us. Humidity is going to remain high throughout the rest of the week, and it's also going to be fed by potential tropical cyclone 18 that formed here in the southern Caribbean this afternoon. Sustained winds around 35 miles per hour. The current track is taking this into the Gulf of Mexico. It will become a Category 1 hurricane around Wednesday, and then entering some cooler ocean waters and some wind shear weakening by the time it gets closer to our direction. But as we go into the end of this week, nonetheless, it will be spreading some tropical moisture our way. So that means rain chances will be back in the forecast going into our Friday and Saturday. Right now, it does look good for Election Day with temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s, and only a very light chance for some rain.
Well, still